Hi everyone, this is Andrea. I have a question for you. Because a lender gave you a good interest rate, does this make him be a good lender? Most of us, when we purchase a property, when we're thinking to purchase a property, and we have to choose the lender, we concentrate on how good interest rate this lender is giving me. And based on the interest rates, a lot of time we choose the lender that we're gonna work with. Well, let me tell you that a good lender is not defined just because, or the main definition is not based on him or her giving you a good interest rate. A good lender gonna make the difference between closing, meaning be able for you to purchase the property or not purchase the property. And it's not based on the interest rate. It is basically based on the lender's communication skills and how professional he managed himself during the transaction. What I mean by that? When we place an offer for a transaction, I place an offer, right away I call the listing agent. The listing agent is the agent that's going to represent the seller of the property. You have a seller, the seller hired an agent, this agent is called listing agent. Okay, so I call the listing agent and I tell them that I just sent an offer, I have a very qualified buyer, and I have a little chat with the agent trying to establish certain level of communication and of course get my offer accepted. But one of the aspects that is very important is that the lender behind me, after I call the listing agent, the lender also introduced himself with this listing agent and make feel the listing agent that the buyer of this property is a very well qualified buyer, and during the transactions we're not going to have any problems. We always have problems, but our attitude towards starting a transaction is this is going to be a smooth transaction and we won't have major problems, meaning the client is very well qualified. You can, the lender have to make this listing agent feel confident that this transaction is going to close, means the sale is going to go through. This lender need to have communication skill with you, communication skill with me as a representing, if I'm representing the buyer, and communication skills with the agent that's representing the seller. And those communication skills are based on phone calls at least once a week, letting everybody knows what's going on. Communication skills that when the agent from the seller's agent is giving him a phone call and asking certain questions, these questions are answered and the phone is answered. I mean, do not leave those answers for later on, or do not give a clear answer. 80% of the transactions is based on or let's say big part of the transaction is based on how confident the seller and the agent that represents the seller, that is the listing agent, feel that this buyer is going to be able to purchase the property and the loan won't have any problems during the process of the purchase of the property. So it's very important to have a lender that have a very good communication skills, that communicate with you, explain you the process in your vocabulary, knowing technical vocabulary, in a vocabulary that's easy for you to understand, that answer all your questions as many times as you ask those questions, because you are not a lender. So if a question is answered in one way and you were not able to clarify or to be very clear on what is the answer, and you ask again, that it's very important that this lender don't get upset or don't get frustrated answering you the same questions in several different ways. So this lender is not only have to give you a good interest rate, that in my opinion, interest rate is not really the main part on this game. To me, is the communication skill that this lender has, and also how professional he managed during the transaction. Why I said that? Because interest rate later on, if it's a little bit higher, you can buy the points, you can buy the points and the interest rate before escrow close, or you can change the interest rate later on if you decide to do a refinanciation on the loan. But if this lender doesn't have the skills to communicate with a listing agent when they have their questions, with me when I have my questions, and with you, then the whole transaction, sometimes 1 or 2 days before the transaction is finished, it cannot go through if we don't have a good lender. So when you choose a lender, make sure that you have a lender that, first of all, has those communication skills to explain to you very clear what's going on, but also a lender that's going to be able to communicate with both sides of the transaction, buyers and sellers. Okay? If you have any questions, just let me know. My name is Andrea Pazmino with Home Smart Realty Group. You have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.